Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Joshua, the 17th chapter, covering the territory of Manasseh, which I believe in the 16th chapter, it covered the territory of Ephraim. So this is Joshua 17:1. Now there was also a lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph, to wit, for Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead. So there was a lot given to the tribe of Manasseh, as it mentions for Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, because he was a man of war, therefore he had Gilead and Bashan. There was also a lot for the rest of the children of Manasseh by their families, for the children of Abiezer, and for the children of Helek, and for the children of Asriel, and for the children of Shechem, and for the children of Hefer, and for the children of Shemidah. These were the male children of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, by their families. But Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons, but daughters. And these are the names of his daughters, Mahlah, and Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. And they came near before Eleazar the priest, and before Joshua the son of Nun, and before the princes, saying, The Lord Yahweh commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brethren. Because typically, you would have the man, right, who would inherit, and that's how it would be passed down, right? But because usually when say a foreigner came and married, one of the women right there, then they sort of marry into the family, and then they can now, or their descendants can now inherit. But if the foreigner, the man, is a heathen, his son or daughter is going to be a heathen, right? So if his son is a heathen, then it sort of gives way for them to now have right to the inheritance of Israel. But for these daughters, it was a special case, as they were making reference to here, and came to ask of that basically an inheritance, because their father had no sons. Therefore, according to the commandment of the Lord Yahweh, he gave them an inheritance among the brethren of their father. And there fell 10 portions to Manasseh, beside the land of Gilead and Bashan, which were on the other side Jordan. So in addition to what they had in Gilead and Bashan, they had an additional 10 portions, because the daughters of Manasseh had an inheritance among his sons, and the rest of Manasseh's sons had the land of Gilead. So because of their additional lots that they got, the tribe of Manasseh basically ended up having 10 additional portions. And the coast of Manasseh was from Asher to Mikmethah, that lieth before Shechem, and the border went along on the right hand unto the inhabitants of En-Tappuah. Now Manasseh had the land of Tappuah, but Tappuah on the border of Manasseh belonged to the children of Ephraim. What that means is the regions about that land Manasseh had, but the actual city itself, Tappuah, belonged to Ephraim. And the coast descended onto the river Kana, southward of the river. These cities of Ephraim are among the cities of Manasseh. The coast of Manasseh also was on the north side of the river, and the outgoings of it were at the sea. And I'll pull this up in another translation as well. Okay, let's see. So the NLT reads, From the spring of Tappuah, the boundary of Manasseh followed the Kana ravine to the Mediterranean Sea. Several towns south of the ravine were inside Manasseh's territory, but they actually belonged to the tribe of Ephraim. So Once again, if you pull up a map of Israel Bible Times, I really should like bookmark this. But here you can see a nice image here, right, of Manasseh, the land they got on the west of the Jordan. Cool. Verse 10. Yeah. Verse 10, southward it was Ephraim's, and northward it was Manasseh's. And the sea is his border, and they met together in Asher on the north, and in Issachar on the east. And Manasseh had in Issachar and in Asher Bethshean and her towns, and Ibleam and her towns, and the inhabitants of Dor and her towns, and the inhabitants of Endor and her towns, and the inhabitants of Tanakh and her towns, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and her towns, even 3 countries. So basically, within the territory of Issachar, Manasseh had a right to these countries, as it says, or these regions. Yet the children of Manasseh could not drive out the inhabitants of those cities, but the Canaanites would dwell in that land. So they weren't able to completely expel them out of the land. Yet it came to pass, when the children of Israel were waxing strong, that they put the Canaanites to tribute, but did not utterly drive them out, which really they should have. And the children of Joseph spake unto so they basically had them dwelling there, but they were paying tribute and serving Israel. And the children of Joseph spake unto Joshua, saying, Why hast thou given me but one lot, and one portion to inherit, seeing I am a great people, for as much as the Lord Yahweh hath blessed me hitherto? So how come you've given me just one small portion? I got a lot of people in my tribe. And Joshua answered them, If thou be a great people, then get thee up to the wood country, and cut down for thyself there in the land of the Perizzites and of the giants, if Mount Ephraim be too narrow for thee. So if Mount Ephraim is too small for you, then go, to the as I mentioned here, the wood country, which is like a region around, and clear it out and make it yours. And the children of Joseph said, The hill is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites that dwell in the land of the valley have chariots of iron, both they who are of Bethshean and her towns, and they who are of the valley of Jezreel. So yes, truly the land is not enough, but these Canaanites dwelling here, they got some heavy artillery, making it difficult for us to go against them. And Joshua spake unto the house of Joseph, even to Ephraim and to Manasseh, saying, Thou art a great people, and hast great power. Thou shalt have, or thou shalt not have, one lot only. So he acknowledged and basically agreed, right, that, all right, fair enough, with the amount of people in your tribe, it's only fair that you have more than just one lot. But the mountain shall be thine, for it is a wood, and thou shalt cut it down, and the outgoings of it shall be thine, for thou shalt drive out the Canaanites, though they have iron chariots, and though they be strong. So he basically, you could say in a sense, blessed them, right, to drive out the Canaanites, and they can basically make that land theirs. So reading this in another translation, let's take a look at the NIV. It says, But the forested hill country is well. Clear it, and its farthest limits will be yours. Though the Canaanites have chariots fitted with iron, and though they are strong, you can drive them out. And that would basically extend their portion or their land so they can have more space. And that brings us to the end of Joshua, the 17th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Recha Kudash. Until next time, Shalom.